Twitch has already been facing an apocalyptic amount of backlash because of Hassan, but now it looks like the Emiru assault is only going to make them look significantly worse because she is coming out saying that she has info that she wants to drop, that they didn't care about protecting her or protecting other streamers, and gamers are furious at this platform. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, this situation is absolutely insane. You would think that for an event this large, they would have proper security, they would have staff that's basically around every corner in case a situation arises, but that definitely wasn't the case, and now somebody has had to pay the price for that. And I know that this situation could have been a lot worse, right? Somebody could have died, but at the same time, if I was Emiru, I would never want to go to an event like this ever again, and Twitch does not seem to be taking it seriously. Now, we've known that they were a very bad platform for years at this point. They're not profitable. They're constantly facing backlash over the cash cows that they refuse to ban and that they keep around, even if it's to their detriment. Though this situation has definitely caused a lot of people to boycott them going forward. So Emiru has released a damning statement after Twitch assault. This is definitely my last TwitchCon, and I can't imagine that she would ever want to go to any of these large events again, period. So recently, videos surfaced showing a harrowing assault on Emiru at TwitchCon in San Diego this weekend. While participating in a meet and greet with fans, the prolific creator was approached by a man who forcefully embraced her, attempting to kiss her in front of a crowd that included security staff. Now, what was so crazy to me was the way that this was even set up. So at events like PAX, for example, PAX East, what they will do is they will have the lines that are out in the open, and that gives the staff a way to monitor what people are doing in line, how they're reacting, and then basically you have to walk into what is a curtain maze so that from the crowd and from the line you can't see the celebrity or the person you're trying to meet. And I know, right, it's just fabric, but at the same time it makes it that much harder for people to actually get to the creator. And then as you're going down the path of curtains to try to find the celebrity or creator, that is where there is security to like vet you one more time. And I don't know why TwitchCon didn't have anything even that simple set up. This is the problem when platforms bring together a lot of content creators because they feel like, oh, nothing could possibly go wrong, everything's going to be fine. But you would think with the way that the world is now that they would want to protect people as much as possible. All it takes is one single unhinged person to completely change the shape of these events. It says it was an event that has been lambasted by attendees and viewers, with Twitch's management and security of the event coming under fire from numerous angles. In response to the event, she released a statement saying, "Yesterday, the man who assaulted me and was allowed to cross multiple barriers at TwitchCon and even in front of another creator meet and greet to grab me in my face to try to kiss me. Fortunately, he wasn't able to, but a lot of people have pointed out it could have been a lot worse. I'm obviously shaken up by what happened, and it's not the first time I've dealt with something like this, but to tell you honestly, I am more hurt and upset by how Twitch handled it during and after the fact. Like I said, I don't understand how he was allowed to make it to me in the first place. The security in the clip who reacts as my own security. It's true, my favorite and usual security guard was banned for holding a stalker's arm to bring him to police at a past TwitchCon, which is wild that after that happened, Twitch didn't put her security maybe like as a high priority. I'm not saying above everybody else's because every creator should be protected in an event like this, but you'd think that they would take extra precautions with her. However, there were at least 3 or 4 other TwitchCon security staff in the area who did not react and let the guy walk away, as you can see in the clip, since they don't even appear in frame. The woman who was walking me away is my own personal manager, and behind the booth, the only two people who were checking on me and comforting me were her and my friend. None of the TwitchCon staff came to ask what happened or if I was okay. They need to be sued. If you are going to bring creators together at an event of this size, you need to be allowing them to bring their own security teams. You need to be providing them with security teams. You need to be taking as many precautions as possible. There are a lot of lunatics out there, and over the years, of course, we've all been talking a lot about how dangerous it is to be a political commentator, but even as somebody who is on a platform like this, like Emiru, who isn't political, has faced major problems with her security. And for me, what is most infuriating about all of this is the fact that Twitch is not taking this seriously at all whatsoever. Now, we've known that they are a scummy platform ran by people who don't give a fuck about anything but lining their pockets, but you'd think that this situation would spring them into action. They would want to release statements. They would want to apologize. But the only statement they really released was a very embarrassing one. They said the safety and security of all of those attending TwitchCon is our highest priority. The behavior displayed by the individual involved in the incident yesterday involving a high-profile streamer was completely unacceptable and deeply upsetting. In line with existing TwitchCon security protocol, law enforcement and event security were on site and responded to the incident. But they talk about how they blocked this individual from returning to the TwitchCon premises, and they were banned indefinitely from Twitch, both online and in-person events. But Emiru saying this is a straight-up lie. According to her, the assaulter was not detained until hours after it happened, and was done so after her manager was pressing Twitch to do something. She also states that Twitch security did not step in when the incident happened and laughed about it afterwards. This is absolutely abhorrent. This is absolutely disgusting. And yeah, she says that Twitch isn't doing shit to rectify the situation. I genuinely hope that she sues them because this is not okay at all whatsoever. And from what we understand, she basically was, I don't want to say forced to go there, but she was required to go there based on the Twitch show that she has. So it was in her contract. Even if she felt uncomfortable or unsafe leading up to the event happening, they still required her to go. There are political streamers on their platform that calls for assassinations of sitting senators. They get single-day bans. There are people who get assaulted on camera, and according to Smugalana, they got 30 days off the platform. Now, it does seem like Twitch has now changed their stance and they ban them indefinitely, but initially they were only banning them for 30 days, and all of this has led to an insane amount of backlash for Twitch, and again, rightfully so. You sexually assaulting a streamer should mean permanent ban, no appeal. Calling for political assassinations should be bans with no appeals, but they don't take situations very seriously, or they think that they can sweep them under the rug and everything's going to be okay, and we're reaching a point where that's not going to happen anymore. Here is one of the many threads on it. People are saying, if you're not a pedo, furry, or a terrorist, this website doesn't care about you. Sick world we live in. I think we have to accept that there's this very rooted and dark underbelly in entertainment, and while we might talk about all the weird things Hollywood stars do, there's also other outlets that cater to those habits because of Hollywood making it normal. Definitely the case. This is lethal to their business model. This is really a turning point for them from being a serious business model to being treated more like a Reddit channel. And we know that Amazon has given them an infinite amount of money, but I don't really see a way that Twitch is going to be able to survive a situation like this because over the years, we have heard several times that they are not profitable. Twitch CEO confirms company is still not profitable, but Amazon has been extremely supportive, and if they're not making money and they're only facing scandal after scandal after scandal, they can't expect to stay afloat for much longer, and I would not shed a tear if Twitch disappeared tomorrow. I know that it would suck for a lot of creators and a lot of people who either make a living off of this platform or do it as a hobby. Either way, if I was a Twitch streamer, I would not feel comfortable on this platform anymore. They do not value the creators who care about video games and entertainment. They only care about giving a platform to people who voice absolutely disgusting opinions, put their fetishes on display for the world to see, and they're not worried about protecting their vulnerable streamers. Highest priority looks like it was their lowest one. Sue Twitch to ashes. Twitch should just be shut down at this point. They're paying others to promote murder. They're paying people to promote animal abuse. They're paying people to promote endangering children. Since when did anyone think they cared about safety, which is extremely true? They haven't cared and they will never care. Will they actually come out and make some full-blown responses to this? Who knows? This one little statement on X isn't enough. And I know today Dan Clancy actually has a panel about the platform, so maybe he'll answer some questions, but he is a frat boy. He doesn't give a fuck about being a CEO. He cares about hanging out with these pretty female streamers and simping for them and then apparently paying terrorists. So I'll be keeping my eye on this just like so many people, but Twitch doesn't seem to give a fuck. And that is, I think, a very good reason why they need to be questioned as much as possible. And again, if they are not going to care about their creators' safeties, their creators need to find different platforms. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this important and informative, make sure to give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.